here's something you don't want to hear. You will be rejected by investors. Raising capital is hard. It's like going to a nightclub and talking to all the pretty girls. One of them is bound to reject you, unless of course you look like Brad Pitt. Now, here's the harsh truth. Many investors won't outright say no. They'll keep you on the back burner just in case something magical happens, like a competitor sliding into your DMs. If you're not hearing much from potential investors after the initial chat, you're likely not interested. If you're deep in the process and have taken your company to their investment committee, that's a whole different story. You should at the very least expect a phone call if they decide to pass. If they're not being responsive, they might just be wrapping things up on their end to make a decision. Rejection is just a part of the game, folks. Even the top dogs miss the mark. Bessemer, one of the most successful VCs in Silicon Valley, who invested in the likes of LinkedIn, Shopify, and Twitch, have had their fair shares of misses. They passed on Apple at $60 million valuation because it was too expensive. Now Apple's worth almost $3 billion. They've also said no early to Google, Facebook, and Zoom. Mistakes happen, and they torment VCs. There are plenty of reasons that an investor may pass on you. You should break it down into things that you can control and things you cannot control. You can't control tough macro conditions, or if a fund doesn't invest in companies at your stage or in your industry. You can't control if your market size is limited, if the market is overly saturated, or if your industry is facing regulatory headwinds. You can control things that are inherent to your business. Concerns about your team? Maybe you're inexperienced or you have negative references. There are many other things that could affect, like negative customer feedback, your unit economics are not proven, your financial profile just isn't attractive, or maybe your business requires a lot of capital, which may drive investors away during a credit crunch. Focus on things you can control. Always ask for feedback when you get a rejection. Most investors won't be ready to spill the beans on why they pass on you. They'd rather not shut the door on you so they can come back to you in case your business starts doing well, or if a fund that competes with them slides into your DMs. When you ask for feedback, always be direct and ask one thing. What is the one thing that caused concerns for you? Accept the feedback graciously. There's no point in fighting with the VC and trying to convince them that they're wrong. Keep in mind that their decision is already made. Express your gratitude, thank them for getting to know your company, and keep pushing forward. Remember, just because a VC doesn't bite the apple now, doesn't mean they won't do so in the future. Above all, never be disrespectful. The VC community is very small, especially in emerging markets, and people talk a lot. Feedback helps you understand what you can control and what you cannot. Now, let's dive into the art of bouncing back. Once you've gathered that valuable feedback, you can tailor a strategic game plan. Let's explore some common reasons for rejection and potential strategies. Faced with tough macro conditions, just accept the fact that fundraising will be a lot harder now and that the bar is higher. The fund you're talking to doesn't invest in companies at your stage. They probably should have told you early in the process that you didn't fit their mandate, but if they do so later on, ask them to introduce you to other funds. That is, of course, provided that you've already cultivated a strong relationship with them. Be specific in your request. Worried about market size or competition? It helps to reframe your addressable market and understand why you are positioned to win. Receive negative customer feedback? Improve your product and customer service. If you're dealing with unproven financials and unit economics, prioritize sustainable growth and give your business time to mature. Keep in mind that funds love founders who not only talk the talk, but walk the walk. If a fund wants to see better metrics, ask them specifically what they want to see, and then a few months later, you come back to them and you say, hey, we're profitable, we're growing 50% month over month. Do you want to pick up the phone again? They'll likely say yes. You should always lay down your options from easiest to hardest. The easiest is changing your pitch. Next, you want to focus on addressing the issues that you can control. Third, if you're just not getting traction for VCs, consider alternative funding sources. Fundraising is not easy and it's not for the weak. If you keep getting rejected, stay positive, stay hungry, but don't be foolish. Think about your options for moving forward. And remember, always keep a winning mindset. This brings us to the end of the lesson. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.